'Tis a fine Porsche, but 'tis no barn, English. Welcome back to the Scaled Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 5 of Road to the Rockies. If you're not familiar with this series, it's where Josh from Harley Designs and myself are building 3 comp trucks for sorrca-based competition. This one near Colorado somewhere, near Denver, possibly. It's in the woods. That's all I know. Josh tells me where to go, I just go there. It's being hosted by Team Garage Hack, and it is a Rocky Mountain Regionals. That's what it's called. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th-ish, I'm going to be there. So you'll be able to see what comes out of this, which is going to be awesome. This is the Porsche body. And I just realized that in the opening I said Porsche and not Porsche. So maybe I'll re-record that right now. 'Tis a fine-looking Porsche, but 'tis no barn, English. Much better. Much better the second time around. But yeah, what you're looking at here is the culmination of all of the hard work that Josh has put in. I'm merely printing, I'm merely laying carbon fiber, and I'm merely assembling. Josh is doing all the heavy brain stuff. I'm putting it together. And that's sort of where I like to be. Easy street. Bar and grill in Alabama. But this is going to be the Class 1 body. We're doing off-road Dakar-style Porsche 911s. And what you're looking at here is a series of jigs that Josh has designed, and I've printed and assembled here to put the body together. And this is a pretty intense moment for me because I've basically bonded all of these carbon fiber panels together after doing a light sanding, a light wet sanding, and some polishing-ish to get it to this state. There's been a lot of trimming, a lot of cutting with that cutting wheel outside, wearing a mask and glasses because you do not want to get carbon fiber dust in your eyes or in your mouth hole. Yeah, what we're waiting on right now is the final panel, the trunk or deck lid or rear engine hood to be bonded to the rest of the panels. And what we're using to bond here is not what Josh used. Josh used a industrial strength adhesive that has some flexibility left in it. I'm using JB Weld plastic bonder. This is a 2-part epoxy style glue in a reusable packaging, which is fantastic. No waste, no muss, no fuss. Even comes with its own mixing tray. This is the world's strongest bond, which is a trademark, so that probably means it's not a claim, but more of a brand name. But it is an automotive and HD truck-approved panel adhesive. So this is basically panel bond, just in a much smaller container. It so far has proved to be a really incredible product. I will be using this again. And I've got a couple other bodies that I'm going... and I've got a couple of other bodies that I'm definitely going to use this on. There's a M-Fab. Speaking of, M-Fab's back, baby. He did some bodies most recently where he did sort of the SLA nylon style bodies, and they're very smooth, very easy to put together, not great at bonding together. This is going to come in really handy. And it works really well. You've got about 15 minutes of working time before it starts to cure. Half an hour before it's totally bonded. And then within that last 30 minutes or so, you can start sanding it. So it's a pretty awesome product. And so far, I'm very impressed with how it's worked. It doesn't run very much, which is great. It actually does hold in its place pretty well. And doesn't drip all over the place either. It's been a pretty easy and not very messy process, which is fantastic. Once that last panel dries, we will pull it out of the jig and I'll get some nice pics of it out of there so we can see what it's starting to look like. I'm really excited. A couple of things left to do, of course. Once it's out of the jig, we've got a few things we've got to do still. Cut out the wheel wells on the rear here. I left those in for the sake of rigidity during this bonding process. I wanted it all to be sort of as solid as possible when I put those parts together. And then we're going to have to do another quick sand of the whole thing, kind of clean up the gaps, because there are some gaps where the body panels match up. I did my best to try to fill that with some of this plastic bonder. Yeah, so I did kind of fill the gaps just to kind of give it even more surface area to bond on. And once that's done, then we can actually do a clear coat. And I'm really super excited about it. Oh, there's one more panel that needs to be designed. The mold needs to be printed, and then we need to lay a little more carbon fiber, and that's the windshield. That's the last piece that's left, and then we can start moving on to other things like interior, cage work, body mounts, all that other really important stuff. Chassis. Josh was supposed to cut me a chassis. Didn't happen. I think what's going to end up happening in that case is he is going to host the files on Send Cut Send, and I'll just order one, be done with it. Yeah, this project has really started to take shape, no pun intended. All right, so that's where we're at for Class 1. It's been very eventful, and I am so excited that I got to show this part off first. Just the luck of the draw. And man, I'm so excited. It's been a long process getting all these panels printed for the molds, and then pouring silicone, and then taking that silicone out and spraying in mold release, and then laying in carbon fiber, putting that all under pressure and letting it cure overnight, and then taking those out of those molds, and then cutting all of those pieces, and then sanding all of those pieces, and then polishing those pieces, and now assembling those pieces. It's pretty amazing. This is the most work I've ever done for a single vehicle, bar none, and in the shortest amount of time too. And before I forget, Josh took all the time to design this beautiful flat 6 for the rear of the Porsche. I'm tasked with printing both of these out, so I've already started to put all of these parts into the Prusa slicer. As you can see here, we've got 22 hours of printing, and it's going to be a reasonably good quality. Then I will detail them up and send one back to Josh for his car. Okay, let's move on to Class 2 and see if there's been any progress there. And in fact, there has been some progress, albeit slow. The body has not really changed. I haven't even really touched it in terms of sanding. It's literally exactly the same as it was 2 weeks ago, which is not good for making progress. But I have been working hard at the computer designing a few things, and the first thing I can share with you is this new slider combination that I've designed here. And this is a 2-part construction, similar, in fact, quite similar to the existing setup that Axial created here. This is a 2-part as well. Quite light, but not exactly rigid, I wouldn't say. And that's okay. It's not maybe, designed to be that. It's, quite literally a comp truck slider. It's there. Get the points. Mine is still a work in progress, but it is a 2-part design as well. One part that is kind of built in, and then another piece that can be easily removed. And the idea here, of course, is to make it so you can still get out all the screws if you need to, just by taking off these 2 screws right here. And this obviously is contoured perfectly to the body because I designed it that way. I have the body file, so I can easily make this slider conform exactly the way I want it. V2 is going to have a lip along the inside arch, so we'll actually have like sort of a nice way to keep the body centered. That's not probably where I'm going to end up mounting the body. I'm probably going to do some sort of clever hinge mount on the back, and then some sort of clip on the front so it clips right into an existing cross brace for extra strength and rigidity. I'm putting that out there right now into the universe. I am not the best comp driver. We all know that. So anything I can do to reduce my opportunities to lose parts, the better, because you lose points every time you do that. Something falls out, like a window per se, you lose points because you got to put it back in. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with how this has come together so far. Let's take those 2 screws off so you can see what it looks like underneath. I think that's probably fair to do that. And there you go, underneath just a very simple easy to use mount. Pretty simple. There will be another one on the other side, of course. And of course, Josh's cage and flatbed won't make it onto this truck. Maybe the flatbed will stay, but the cage, that's not going to stay, because we don't need it. I'll be building my own interior cage out of metal tubing from Scale Metal Supplies in order to get some extra fabrication points for an internal cage, because I'm going to need some points, I think. We're going to have to see how this points out, but I would like to get it as a maximum, whatever, 50 points, if that's possible, which I think it is. So yeah, that's really the only update on Class 2, and that means there's no updates on Class 3, because I've literally been spending all of my time on everything else. But you know, once Class 1 gets to a better spot, I'll definitely consider some sort of Lexan body for Class 3, because I hate Class 3. And I don't want to do it, but Josh is making me. We'll still be using the Artful Dodgers chassis. We'll probably end up putting a stronger set of axles underneath it. The Element or the SSD diamond axles are great, but I'm looking to get a little extra width and maybe even a bit more overdrive. So maybe go to a larger set of axles. We're still kind of up in the air on that whole one, because I literally don't care about it. I mean, I will when I'm done, but for right now, not interested. If you are enjoying this series and you like watching me stress over projects, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. There is some cool stuff coming that isn't related to comps. Actually, if you stick around for tonight's episode of Livestream Takeover, I will be doing an announcement on a fun little 24 hours of mayhem. So that one will be coming very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. There's also going to be a live on Thursday night, live episode of What's on the Bench. So it's like the perfect week for hanging out with the Scale Builders Guild. Now that we're moving along and we've got two bodies, almost, it's really time to start thinking about liveries and paint schemes and all that stuff. I think for Class 2 on the Volvo here, we are going to do the Red Moose instead of Red Bull. Get it? So we'll be doing something with a moose theme there, maybe even the flat black. I do like that look. It does look pretty cool, especially with these gold beadlock wheels. That could look pretty cool, I think. We're gonna have to see how that all comes together, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. I do have some ideas for Class 1, but I'm always looking for feedback. You know I love reading through your comments, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. So if you are enjoying this video, I already said all of those things. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.